What's cracking, people? Angelic Mayhem here. In this episode of SimCity Versity, we're talking garbage. Specifically, how do you maximize the efficiency of your garbage collection, and how can you turn trash into cash? The trick here is to incinerate your garbage so you don't have to waste valuable space on storing it. Build a recycling center as fast as you can, and then follow that up with a trade depot to sell off the material you reclaim. Let's see what my garbage men have in store. So here we are. Welcome to Spooner Plains. And, well, how about that? Isn't that ironic? We are going to be talking about garbage, and I just received my second garbage achievement, so huzzah for me. This is a little tiny city that I just set up for some testing purposes, and the first video that I'm going to make here has to do with garbage. So we're going to pull up the garbage map, and as you can see, we have over here a large amount of recyclables that need to be picked up. Now, as you can see, it's 9:50 at night, and the garbage is basically already collected. So what I'm going to do is talk you through how I have the garbage set up in this city, and then you can see what happens at the beginning of every day when the garbage is put out. So let's start over here in the garbage dump. And I want to show you, this is the garbage dump that obviously you start off with at the beginning of the game. It comes with a dump zone, and as you can see, not only did I not need to build any additional dump zones, but this dump zone is almost entirely empty. And the question is why? And the reason is because I have this garbage incinerator here. One garbage incinerator can handle upwards of 60,000 people. So you do not need to truly build large amounts of garbage dump unless you're concerned about pollution. Now, let me just explain that the wind direction, as you can see, is dragging this pollution out over these handful of factories here, but then off the board. So I'm not concerned about pollution at all. This is working out fine for me. And especially since it's not taking up a large amount of land, this is all working out splendidly. As you can see, we're back down to zero in the dump, so it's incinerating everything every day. I have at present 6 garbage trucks that go out and make collections, and they are fine for 60,000 people. Let me close this down. Now, as you can see, down here in the bottom right-hand corner, whenever you pull up the waste map or one of the waste buildings, it actually tells you how you are doing in terms of the total amount of garbage that your city is making, and then how much that you are actually getting. So these 6 garbage trucks are getting about 100 garbage every day, 100 cans of garbage. Out of a possible 700 that need to be picked up, I'm picking up 649, so that's perfectly fine. I'm doing pretty good there. Now, those numbers will reset when it comes time for the next day's garbage. So this is something that you need to look at the end of the day, starting at, say, around 10 p.m., according to the time of the game, all the way up until 4:30. At 4:30, these numbers start to reset themselves. So that is the garbage dump. Real quick, I'm going to take you over here and show you that I have a recycling center. And in addition to that, I also have the trade depot. Those two things work in conjunction, but right now it is time for garbage. So, scroll up here. Now, because the recycling trucks obviously haven't finished, they continue working through the night. The garbage trucks have more or less finished. There's only like 1 or 2 cans out here, so they go back to their plant. When the garbage relaunches at 4:30, they will come back out, and then all of the garbage trucks will all be moving at the same time. But this is actually convenient from a efficiency standpoint. These trucks work all night long, and that's perfect. Now, we've reached 4:30, and what you're going to see is shortly you will see sprouts of all kinds of garbage and recycling. Here they go, all over the city. Now, the reason why this is important, and there will be more of them later as more people wake up and more buildings start to open up. Here come all the garbage trucks. The reason why these are important, and I wanted you to see this, is because when you first look at this map, these probably seem very frightening. I mean, you see 60 bins of recycling, and it soars up into the sky, and you're not entirely sure. You're like, oh my God, look at all this garbage. Actually, that's not the case, okay? When a garbage truck actually arrives at one of these locations, it compacts all the garbage. So it's not like it's going to fill the garbage truck. It's just the garbage truck will eat all of this and then continue on in its rounds. Very rarely do your garbage trucks have to make it back to the dump. So you don't have to worry about the fact that these are shooting up into the sky. This is simply to represent that this is a high density building that has a large amount of garbage that it produces every day. But once the trucks start arriving, you're going to see these lines fall just quickly, because garbage trucks compact the garbage so that they can, achieve maximum efficiency. Now I have some power issues in the city at the moment. I only have a handful of wind turbines down here, and that's because I'm getting ready to do another video. You can click on any of the trucks, and as you can see, it tells you the exact number of recyclables that are in the truck. So the closer it gets to 3 tons, obviously after it reaches 3 tons, the truck can't hold anymore, so it will return to either the recycling center in this case, or if it's one of these garbage trucks, it will return back to the dump. I'm going to try and catch a truck when it goes up to one of these big tall ones so that you can see how little garbage it actually is in the grand scheme of things. So now this truck has already taken 2.6 tons of recycling. Now that's pretty close, so I'm hoping that he's going to go back to the recycling center. So we're going to follow him for a little bit. And as you can see, these truck drivers, they're not brilliant, okay? And they're probably padding their hourly schedule, so they have a tendency to drive about in meaningless ways that don't make any sense. But they will achieve a full day's work of garbage. And that is especially true when you have a city that is packed in. I only have 73,000 people in this city. If I had 300,000, these trucks would be operating very efficiently and moving from building to building, consuming large amounts of recyclables and garbage. So don't think that this is indicative of what these cars are capable of. They actually can do quite a lot of work. Ooh, that was good recycling. See, he sucked down that entire thing of recycling, and he's only got 0.7 tons. So that just goes to show you how little that actually is. It seems like a lot when you're looking at it visually on the overlay, but 60 bins of recyclables is not a problem at all. Now, the reason why recycling is very exciting is because when you go in here to the recycling center, there are a series of reclamation lines. You can choose between alloy, metal, and plastic. I have plastic, alloy, and metal. Now, there actually is room for one more, but I don't need it. And I don't know why they have 4 in here, because you only really need the 3, one of each. In addition to that, you have 2 different kinds of garbage trucks. The first garbage truck is the actual collection truck, which goes out to the homes and brings back the recycling. The second truck is the truck that takes what has been recycled, which you can see here is stored at this location until it reaches a certain point. Then it's loaded onto trucks and carted someplace else. That's the trade depot or the trade port, and I'm going to get to that right after this. But as you can see, it says here, recycling collection truck 6, delivery trucks 1. That's because in a city of this size, there's only 73,000 people here. You only need to make a delivery to the depot, to the trade depot, once a day. So you only need 1 truck to make the deliveries. The 6 trucks are the ones that actually go out and bring back all the recycling that this center then processes. There's no dump here or any place that fills up with garbage, which I think is a little weird, but that's okay. And now I'm going to go out. Now again, you see these numbers reset, and because we're only halfway through the day, they're still very light. Those numbers will get higher and higher as we go along. And now over here is where I have my trade depot, and we're going to pull that up. And as you can see, I have a plastic, alloy, and metal storage lot for the plastic, alloy, and metal that is produced from the recycling factory. The recycling guys bring it down via this road and then just show up at the trade depot. And when you actually pull up the trade depot, it shows you what it can store, and we have alloy, metal, and plastic. There's also freight here, but that's for something different. And that freight actually comes, it's this one right here, and it comes with the trade depot when you build it. Now here it says manage global market deliveries, and that's important. The deliveries are coming from the recycling center. And when they first arrive, it just says use locally. And what that would mean is if I had a factory here that could accept plastic and turn it into something else, then that factory would send trucks, pick up the plastic here, and bring it back to wherever it's going. I have it set to export, and what that does is as these fill up, now it's important to understand that these have to fill to the end. It will then sell everything that is in the storage area by the 1,000. So, or for plastic, it's by the 1,000. For metal, it's by 10 tons, and alloy is also 10 tons. So when I get 10 tons of alloy, it will sell all 10 tons for $48,375. So what will happen is periodically you will receive a humongous boost of cash here in your budget panel that comes from the sale of alloy, metal, and plastic in your trade depot. That's why if you're going to build a recycling center, you almost have to have a trading depot in order to not only get what has been reclamated out of the center so that they can reclamate more so that you can store it someplace, but also just so that you can sell it and make a profit. The recycling center cost 111,000 simoleons, but it easily pays for itself. I mean, here I've got 78, 80, 90,000 simoleons a day. So that instantly pays for the entire center in one day. Now, granted, I have 72,000 people, so you have to reach 72,000 people in order to make that profitable. But that's the thing. Let's say I had 300,000 people. Imagine how much money I'd be making then. So the recycling center is all about not only handling garbage, but also doing huge boosts of cash into your budget panel. So this is a great way to turn garbage into money and to pay for everything. Not only that, but it also makes sure that you don't have to store garbage inside your garbage dump because after you build the recycling center, about half of the garbage of your city at whole instantly becomes recycling. So all of this is really good stuff, and I hope that is a fairly good explanation of how the garbage system works. There you have it, people. I hope that helps you with your garbage problems and your garbage profits. Thank you for tuning into my video. You can find the link to my other articles in the description below. Give me a thumbs up or a subscribe if you like this video. I'll see you next time.